Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Piofiore 1926. Didn't I say in the last part we're just going to call it Piofiore? But whatever, we'll flip back and forth, you know. So yeah, we are just starting chapter 2 of Gil's story. So yeah, we're coming back after spending a nice weekend doing all sorts of wildly inappropriate things that thank God the game didn't make me read. See, I appreciate that the game is like, you did all sorts of shit, but doesn't make me read it, because that's awkward, but I'm here for the fact that at least we know what was going on. Okay, you know, like, alright, cool, use your imagination. It's Gil, I'm pretty sure that's very easy to imagine. Oh dear God. Anyway. After a weekend at the Visconti Manor, Gil dropped me off at the church the following morning. Damn shame. Truth is, I want to be with you all the time. I want to be with you all the time too, but this bitch insists on going back to the church and being a good little church girl despite the fact that she's having premarital sex. I'm just saying! Not a good little church girl. You know, look, you can still go to church and be a good person and have premarital sex. It's fine, and you're not going to go to hell or anything like that. But I'm just saying, the church likes to tell you this shit, so, My days aren't as bright when you're not around, you know. Gil smiled playfully as though trying to make our parting as easy as possible. It's very hard because he's precious. I love being with you too, Gil. But I know you have work to do. I'll be a bit lonely, but I'll do my best. Speaking of work, there's... Just as Gil was about to tell me something... Oh, this is Laura's one of the kids, right?
Space, welcome home! Hey, it's Gil! Gil, did you come to play with us?
Hey there, Jean. It's been a while, Laura. How are things? Giovanni, you're growing like a weed, aren't you? It's supposed to be Jean. Excuse me, not Jean. It's Jean. Gil crouched down to Giovanni's eye level and looked at him with a broad smile. I'd love to play with you all today, but I got some work to do. Sorry. I'll make time to come back and visit. Jean frowned. Jean. Can't pronounce that name properly without Jean. Like Jean-Claude. But like Jean-Luc. Like, it's hard to say without pausing properly. Anyway, Jean frowned with a curious suspicion. Perhaps because Gil couldn't play last time either.
You promise?
Yeah, promise. Gil was always kind to the children and treated them as equals. It's another reason I love him. I was glad to know that hadn't changed. The children and I saw off Gil, all of us somewhat reluctant to see him go. Yeah, but I bet he looks fine when he leaves, too. I'm just saying, I bet he's got well-fitting pants. This is why you come for these games, right? Jesus Christ. I went back to my room to change and put my things away. Yes? Just a moment. As I set my bag down, I heard a knock on the door. The moment I opened the door, I was greeted by Elena's smile. Welcome back. How was your weekend? Hi, Elena. It was a lot of fun. I'm sorry for leaving you to take care of everything. No, don't worry about that. I'm happy as long as you're happy, remember? Also, some point, Elena has to realize that one or both of us, obviously me in this situation, is gonna maybe get married, so I can't constantly be at the church. She's gonna have to fucking deal with it. I'm just saying. We're like, I'm so sorry I left you. She's like, girl, you're like 2 inches away from getting fucking... He's gonna put a ring on it. I feel like that's where this is Are all of these gonna... We better get fucking... I better get married in these! Do we have weddings? I want a wedding! Listen, you have the romance, and then you have the fan disc for the fluffy kind of after stories with plot, but you still want the romancy stuff, but then it's kind of like, so now in the fan disc, or if we don't get married, do we get another fan disc where we get married, and that's like the wedding one? You know, I don't care how many we have to have, I'm fine with it. Like, she's not the best main character ever, because she's, you know, mousy little church girl, is like, you know, a little bit too much of a goody two-shoes. But then again, we're boinking a mafia dude, so we're not like the best goody two-shoes, but like, I don't remember her being the best main character ever. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, I love her, she's great. It's more like, yeah, I mean, we're a little bit much of a pain in my ass sometimes. But that's just because I don't understand the church shit, and like, kind of, like, super religious people kind of weird me out. Sorry. Like, you know what I mean? So like, the whole religious part of this, it's a big part of the story, but it is a little like, slightly uncomfortable. But, you know, so she was just, if I kind of remember correctly, what did she kind of, I don't think I hated her. I don't think, like, I know that I've seen a lot of discourse, people like, oh my god, she's like the worst. And it's like, I mean, she was kind of like a wet noodle, but like, most of the MCs that we deal with are kind of like blank slate wet noodles, so like, I guess it just doesn't faze me too much, unless they're like, oh my god. Like, if she's like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed that he touched me, and it's like, girl, you just had sex with the man. I understand so far her being a little embarrassed because he's like getting all frisky in front of people, and she's like, yeah, I can understand that, so I'm okay with that, you know what I mean? But like, we'll see. You know, they're way goody 4 shoes is what they're, not even goody 2 shoes. They're so goody, they have extra shoes. They're like goody closet full of motherfucking, they're goody shoe stores, okay? Alright, I can't handle that. But I don't remember her being that bad, but I don't remember her being like, oh my god, the best. You know what I mean? Like, there are some MCs that you were like, I love this, we're awesome. I remember her being a little bland, but not too awful. I don't really know where that tangent was going. Where I I was on a track and I fell off. I don't know where we were going with that. I mean, I think with like fan discs, like if you have an MC, maybe I was getting to the point where like, I love the characters in this, like our boys and the plot and the stories and all of that. So even though she's kind of bland and not the best MC, like, I don't care. I'm here to look at the hot boys. So like, she can irritate me if she needs to. Like, that's fine, you shut up, I'll take him for a ride. You know what I'm saying? So like, I like our mafia boys. They're hot. The art's nice. Like, let's be real. So like, whatevs. Now, if only they would jump on milking the Hakuoki bandwagon and just keep releasing the 17 fan discs that they have, including Sweet School Life, in English, that would also be awesome, because I would still play all those too. Listen, I like new games, and I like fan discs of old games, so we could just keep doing all of them. I'm never going to complain about too many Otome games. I mean, yes, I'll be like, oh my god, we have too many! But it'll be a happy, excited complaining, not like actually complaining. Anyway. If you want to make it up to me, let's see. How about you tell me all about your weekend? Oh god, Elena, I cannot tell you all about the weekend. Is that really all? I love hearing all those romantic stories from you. What wonderful things happened this time? Tell me. Do we, like, tell her? And like, okay, so then he put his hand... No, please don't. Alright, but I want to hear what you did over the weekend, too. I cleaned the church. Oh. That sounds nice. I had wild sex. We spent the afternoon talking together. Elena had so many questions for me, and we shared the details of our days apart. I, again, hope not too many details, girl. Like, Jesus. Again, if you were sharing all those details with Elena, like literally the nitty-gritty talking about your sex life, but then you're embarrassed because the man holds your hand, I'm gonna throw a fucking fit, okay? Again, it's fine when Gil's being all, like, trying to stick his tongue in your ear in public and there's people around. I get it. But, like, I'm just saying. I'm just putting this out there. Night soon fell, and it was time for me to lock up the church. After making sure the doors were locked, I turned to head back when... What? I noticed that the lights were still on in the refectory. Go to the refectory, leave it alone. I'm gonna assume we go, and then get kidnapped or some shit. And yes, we go. Did someone forget to turn off the lights? Or is someone still there? Curious, I walked over and took a look inside. I saw Sister Sophia sitting at a table. Sister Sophia, are you still working?
Yes, I'm hoping to finish organizing the list of donations tonight.
I see. Well, what can I help with?
Thank you, but I'm almost finished, so I'll be fine. You need to wake up early, don't you? You should go to bed soon.
I will. Good night, Sister Sophia. I kissed Sister Sophia on the cheek. I mean, at least for like a game where we're like good little church girls, Sister Sophia seems like a nice nun. She hasn't hit us with a ruler, I don't think, like ever. So that's blessed. I said my nighttime prayers, as usual, then climbed into bed to sleep. I couldn't get Gil out of my mind. Nights without him were lonely. It was only this morning that he was sleeping beside me. Wonder when I can see him again. Next weekend, surely. Heart was telling me it wasn't enough. When did it start being so difficult without him? Well, that's when you know it's love, so that's nice. Feeling somewhat ashamed of myself, I quickly shut my eyes. That's it, it's the church guilt! She's like, oh, I can't feel guilty about leaving people and wanting to be happy. Yes, you can be happy. Stop feeling guilty about it. Pray that tomorrow will be another good day. But, you know. Oh, now we're Sister Sophia. Wait, we didn't do a meanwhile story, it just, okay.
By the time I had finished organizing the list, it was very late at night. The time passed very quickly, didn't it? I should be going to bed soon.
I want to see Sister Sophia without her habit on. I want to just see her walking around one day and we're like, what? I want like a flashback story of like Sophia when she was young, before she became a nun. Just want to see what she got up to. I feel like she got up to some shenanigans, is all I'm saying.
Did I just hear something?
Oh, be careful, Sister Sophia. Don't get punched again.
Perhaps it was only my imagination. Still, I walked in the direction of the sound just to be sure.
Someone bashing on the gate? You find anything? Nah, nothing at all. This isn't the place. I'm sure it's actually Yuan and the other guy. Like, it's, you know what I mean, but I don't know. So
I saw two people digging out one of the graves in the cemetery. What do you think you're doing? I tried to stop them, but one suddenly rushed toward me and... I saw something flash as it reflected the light. Pain soon followed. You did not just stab a nun! I fell to the ground, feeling the heat of my body leaving me. The man raised his knife again when... Something fluttered into my vision, intervening to protect me.
I don't know whose pants these are.
The sound of metal struck again and again.
Shh! Let's go! I don't know who's talking and I don't know who's who, so anyway.
I could hear the men's footsteps disappearing.
Oh, it was Orlok! I was like, I should have recognized the purple coat.
It'll be all right, sister. Stay strong. I'll tend to your wound.
I just thought it was going to be someone else. I should have expected Orlok, for fuck's sake, but alright. I woke up in the middle of the night. Thought I just heard something. It sounded like clanging. Something wasn't right. I got out of bed and quickly put on my robe, hurrying out of my room. Heard it coming from around here. I looked toward the garden and gasped in shock. Under the moonlight, I saw the graveyard had been vandalized and... Thank God you've come. Sister Sophia! Orlok was holding Sister Sophia's blood-stained body in his arms. Call a doctor. Hurry. Right. I rushed to the refectory to call for help. So, you don't know who attacked or why the graves had been dug up? Oh, nothing like this has ever happened before. Sister Sophia isn't the kind of person that would make anyone angry like this. A new day had arrived, and I was speaking with Orlok and the police about what happened. Elena was looking on worriedly from afar. It seems you got to her pretty quickly. What were you doing just... Oh, what were you doing last night when she was injured? Are you sure you don't know anything? What do you mean? That's enough now. Marco! You go and join the investigation crew. Understood. The policeman replied through gritted teeth and went back outside. Sorry about that, Space. No, thank you so much for helping us, Marco. We've got orders coming down from the higher-ups looking to haul in the Mafia at any cost. Everyone knows that this church has Mafia ties, so, you know. Marco muttered, shrugging his shoulders. It's a church, though! We'll take money. It came from the Mafia. Sure, it's dirty money, but, like, it's the church. You think any of their money's... I'm just throwing this out there. Like, whatevs. I mean... That should be the least of your concerns when it comes to the church. I knew change would be coming to the town, but now I knew just how differently people felt. And like this, we're good people here. Like, Sister Sophia's a good lady, okay? I'll back that. Even if the money came from, like, nefarious places. But we love our Mafia boys, so, like, we're cool with it. So, what about you? I get Marco's voice right, anyway. In Marco's watchful gaze, I could see him evaluating Orlok against decades of experience. I didn't do anything. I was only passing by. Just passing by? In the middle of the night? Orlok is a friend of mine. He's helped me many times in the past, so Marco doesn't know Orlok, and I don't remember who knows what and what they can, if Nicola's actually fucking dead. I should have looked that up, and I didn't. Someone will tell me by the time we get to fucking, like, Dante's route. Like, none of these have posted yet, obviously, because, like, I'm slightly okay with that being ahead, but I can't say much more because of the circumstances, but I assure you he's a good and trustworthy person. I see. Marco seemed to have guessed it was a complex situation, so he didn't ask any more questions. Were wearing masks and digging up the graves. I believe the sister caught them, which led to the attack. They ran away soon after, and I would have chased them, but sister was badly injured, so... No, you made the right decision not chasing after them. They could have stabbed you, too. I heard something while I was in my room, and when I came down, I found Sister Sophia and Orlok, and then contacted the hospital and police. I see. Elena approached us slowly, looking at Marco with a hint of concern. Marco? These two have been questioned all morning. Would it be alright if they took a break? Thank you, Elena, but I'm fine, so... Don't say that! If only you could see yourself in the mirror right now! She's right. Sorry about that. Why don't you two get some rest already? I'll contact you again if I need any more information. Thank you, Marco, Elena. Orlok and I left the refectory at their suggestion. I invited Orlok to rest for a while, but he said he had some things to do and left. I decided to go back to my room to rest. That's true, he found them digging up the tomb or whatever, so. It makes sense he was following them or, like, searching for him. As for Sister Sophia, I had no idea how she was doing. This poor woman! She's dealt with some shit, man! Let her be safe and recover soon. I mean, serious, I was hoping she wasn't gonna get punched. She got stabbed! Jesus! All I could do now was pray. I really thought she was gonna die, and I was like, holy fuck, game. Time passed slowly as I waited for more information, and the whole day came and went. I felt worse than before from all the anxiety. Suddenly, I heard a knock on the door. Is it Gil? I'm assuming it's Gil. I'm going to assume it's Gil because it's not Elena, right? Anyway, Space, it's me. Can I come in? I'm assuming because I would assume that he would have found out and he would come and check on us. That's the good thing a boyfriend would do, right? I quickly got up upon hearing a familiar voice. Yeah, I told you. Woo! I guessed right. I mean, I'm just saying, one, a good boyfriend would come after your frickin' nun friend, who's basically almost like your mom got stabbed. Two, it's fucking Gil. And he may be in the Mafia, but he is a good biscuit, so I'm just saying. Gil, With a serious look on his face, Gil gave me a firm hug as soon as he entered the room. I heard what happened. Sorry I couldn't come sooner. I responded, yeah, I'm happy you came. I thought you had work to do. No, I'm happy you came. Come the fuck on. Yeah, okay. Happy you came. Everything happened so suddenly. My voice was trembling as I spoke, and Gil tightened his embrace around me. The funny part is, it's like, I responded, I'm happy you came. Like, I'm happy you're here, and that popped up. Ah, perfect. You must have been scared. It's all right now. Gil continued to hold me for as long as I needed to calm down. Don't ever let me go. I'll never calm down. The comfort of his warmth beside me melted away my fears. All right now. Thank you, Gil. Feeling as though I was wasting an opportunity, I decided to slip out of Gil's arms for his sake. Gil looked at me quietly for a moment. And my guys guarding the church now. We don't know who we're up against, so there's no telling what could happen. Thank you, Gil. Looking a bit strained, Gil continued in a somber voice. Marco let me in on something. Not only the FALZONE family's graves have been dug up. FALZONE's graves? Yeah, I'm not sure why, but all I know is Dante's not going to let that go. Not by a long shot, especially if Nicholas is buried in there, because I think he might be dead. You haven't seen him, and I know he died in one of the routes. Oh! Gil then invited me to stay at his place until things settled down. But, okay, there's a meanwhile story coming up. It's so annoying how slow the fucking text is, and how no matter how fast you put it, it just doesn't go faster. Was it like this in the first one? Good fucking lord. Like, what drives me crazy? That I want the text to show up faster, not barely move along. I can't, no matter how hard I try, I can't read that slow, okay? And also, in like Persona 5, why can't I change the sound settings? Why can't I put the music down lower and the voices up higher? It's so freaking obnoxious. At least you can do that in these games. But anyway, Gil then invited me to stay at his place until things settled down, but resentment. Yes, okay, we do. Dante is like fuming over here. His sister Sophia was brought to the hospital we have connections with, and they were able to save her. The others are heading to the church now, as you instructed. It seems like the Visconti are already there, so we'll coordinate with them on site. Good job. And be sure to... I struggled to keep my voice calm over the rage I felt at what happened. Be sure to find the culprits. They'll all pay for desecrating the FALZONE family graves. Yes, sir! Leo responded boldly and left my office. I clenched my fists in silence. The graves of my parents as well as Nicholas. Yeah, okay, so Nicholas fucking dead. Okay. I was actually gonna grab my phone and look it up. I had picked up my phone. I'm like, okay, when I get a moment, I'm gonna look it up and see if Nicholas is dead in this one. I know he died in one of them, but yeah. Oh, why'd you make me start with this one? That's sad. I don't remember who died in what routes. I remember Nicola died in one of them. And I remember everybody dying in, like, bad endings, but, like, I don't remember canon who died in what, like, legit happy ending. You know, but I know that Yang died in a couple of them, you know what I mean? But, Anyway, the graves of my parents as well as Nicola's, though in his case, the coffin was empty. I needed to calm down. Nicola's coffin is empty? Why? Should I remember why? I took a slow and deep breath. We still don't know why this happened. It doesn't seem as though they were after Sister Sophia. What is for certain is that they see our family as the enemy. I'd better inform those two of the men I sent, among other things. She should be with Gilbert by now. So, I reached for the telephone. Okay, Gillen invited me to stay at his place until things went down, but I knew that everyone here at the church was as scared and anxious as I was. I declined his generous offer so that I could stay with everyone at the church. I mean, in this case, it's kind of like I want to be like, no, I want to go to Gil. I want to be with Gil, but at the same time, this makes sense because, everyone here is scared. Sister Sophia's not here. Elena and I are like, we've been around the longest, so. A few days had passed since the desecration of the FALZONE graves and Sister Sophia's attack. I wasn't allowed to see her at the hospital, but I was told she was in stable condition. Thank fucking God, Jesus. Although there were Visconti and FALZONE soldiers guarding the church now, our lives slowly returned to normal. We'll be passing out the food now. Please form a single line here. We were holding the provisioning in front of the church today instead of in Strano. One reason was because Gil mentioned that the recent killings were on the rise. Little by little, news of the deaths spread through the newspaper articles and rumors. I brought some more sweets. I'll leave these behind you. Thank you for helping us out, Leo. Fucking love Leo. No worries. Let me know if there's anything else I can help with. Leo was sent with the other FALZONE men to guard the church. Gil, on the other hand, had important business to attend to and couldn't be here today. Here you are. I quickly passed out the meals and sweets. Suddenly... Hey, we meet again. You're... It was the same man who helped me before. He was standing in front of me with a friendly smile. If you're here, that means you're a sister of the church? I can't remember his voice, trying to make it not like Gil's, but anyway. Well, not exactly. I just help the church however I can. So it's okay if I ask you out on a date then? Huh? It must be fate that we should meet again in a not-so-small town, I really wanted to get to know you better. Would you mind sparing some time for me? He certainly was as friendly as I remembered. Friendly is the word for it. Does he know that we're Gilbert's side piece? Side piece. We're Gilbert's lady. You know what I mean? We're like, it's not a side piece, full-on piece, but you know what I mean. But does he know that we're Gilbert's girlfriend? Does he know this? I'm wondering. Because it seems really sus. I pondered for a moment. Consider his request. Refuse his request! Why would we consider his request? Please tell me that that's not even, yeah, okay. Consider his request. What the fuck? Listen! Orlok's not my favorite. I love Orlok as a character, but I don't want to date him because he's too adorable and he's got a little baby face. You know what I mean? But, even though he's technically, my least favorite of the love interests, just personal preference, not that his route was bad. I'm pretty sure it was good. I remember it being good. But, you know what I mean? He's just my least favorite personally. I still wouldn't consider this dude's request when we're dating Orlok. You know what I mean? There's no love interest in this game, but I consider this man's request. No offense, Eugene. No offense. You're a nice side character. And if you had a little side piece route, sure, I'd probably enjoy it. But, I'm not going to leave any one of my boyfriends for you. That's just bullshit. Look, I'm just saying, there's some love interests that come around. There's some side pieces that come around, and you're like, I might consider it. But, nah, man, nah. Especially in Gil. Gil's great, okay? I'm sorry, I'm already seeing someone. I looked him in the eye and told him the truth. If I didn't mention Gil at this point, it might give him the wrong idea. Struck out already, huh? He shrugged with disappointment, but didn't seem offended at all. Well, if you two ever get in a fight, remember that you still have me. He offered himself again with a playful smile. Sure, whatever you say. He's definitely a flirt, but he seems harmless otherwise. Seems harmless. I would think in a town filled with mafia, seeming harmless would absolutely be a red flag that they are dangerous. Where are my manners? The name's Eugene. Eugene extended a hand out to me. I think that's getting a little better, because he was starting to sound a little bit too much like Gil when he was talking, so I'm trying to work it out here. I'm Space. I accepted his handshake. Okay, so I'm assuming we do the meanwhile story. Okay, oh, there's two, so yeah. There's a lot of meanwhile stories. Were there this many in the main game? There's a meanwhile story every other moment. Rosper. Have you found any new information about what happened at the ruins? Not yet. There is something else to report. I see. I take it it's not going to be good news. What's happened?
Falzone family graves have been desecrated. The current boss's parents and his underboss's coffins were dug out.
Their coffins? Mafia or not, no one has the right to disturb the peace of those who have passed. I remember what Rosberg kind of looks like, but I don't remember what voice we gave him, and I kind of remember, I need to see him to get a better voice, but this is fine for now because we can't see him. Ruins, and now this. Clearly the work of heathens!
One of the sisters of the church was injured as well. Don't know who's behind the attack.
But Rosberg was bad, wasn't he? Maybe in Gil's route, like, he didn't show up yet, but I thought he was, like, a twat. Perhaps someone who bears a grudge against the Falzone? But...
Your Excellency, what are your orders?
Orlok usually waited in silence for me to respond. He never asked for orders himself. Which means he was looking to confirm more than just instruction. Orlok, fulfill your duty as the Church's faithful disciple.
Yes, Your Excellency.
A disciple is tasked with protecting the Key Maiden, but in her case, she is of low priority. She has relinquished her right. I mean, in all technicality, we have by sleeping with someone who's not Dante. I had my suspicions from hearing Orlok's previous reports. Emilio! Confirmed my suspicions as well. Emilio! Everybody go watch A Night at the Roxbury, okay? Because that's why that's funny. And I was like, Emilio! At least the first time we played, there was at least one other person who understood that reference and found it amusing, so... I will never not find that funny, so... I broke the window again. We'll just tell Mom you did it. Though his mind was eternally a mystery to me, I knew at the very least that he never lied. Things have changed. The seal to the relic shall not break anytime soon. Well, yeah, because we have to break the seal by having sex with Dante, and that's not going to happen. I don't really think Gil's going to be okay with that. You my girlfriend for what? You're going to do what? Like, I just, you know.
She could be in danger. There's no telling what the likes of those who desecrate graves will do.
Yeah, well, again, they're not opening the lock without the right key, and they ain't got the right key. I'm saying. This is a really weird fucking, like, that is just a weird technicality to throw in this game, is all I'm saying. Like, well, in order to do it, you have to have sex with Dante. What now? What? Does he have feelings for her? It's unusual for Orlok to talk back to me like this. You know very well that the Church what the Church requires from you as a disciple.
Your Excellency, I
could have told him to hold his tongue. But seeing Orlok struggle with words in this manner piqued my curiosity.
Taught me that my duty as a disciple is, first and foremost, to protect the relic. If so, what the Church wants from me is...
Orlok, don't fully agree with everything that the Church says and does, but I need you to report to me what they're planning and what events take place. That's what the Church wants now. That's what will help us. Can I assume you have not forgotten why the Church exists?
To spread the teachings of our Lord and to bring salvation to the people.
I understand why you may experience doubts when it comes to these orders. But it is important to have faith. Do not forget that.
Yes, Your Excellency.
I accepted his handshake. Others. Really? That's a pity. My condolences. Let me know if you find anything. I'll be waiting. I have no idea who this is, so. They did that? What, are they stupid? Sure, I did say it was buried, but did they seriously think we tossed it in some hole? It's the other guy who's not Yuan. Oh, and I looked it up, because I was like, how the fuck? Sinise? It's Lu Huan Hu, I think is how you pronounce it. So we're gonna go with that. It could be wrong, but it's better than just muddling through it in like, so I think that, so we'll work on that. But anyway. And I'm pretty sure yuan is actually yuan. It's yuan. So, yeah. I did an okay job there. Good, anyway. That is so hilarious. I should have expected that from those rabbit. Is it Sinese? Sinese? Ah, the Italian word for Chinese. So instead of saying Chinese, we're like, Sinese? I don't know how to say that in Italian, but whatever. I can't believe I have to sit on the sidelines with all this fun going on. With the disciples' master and the other monster keeping their eye on us. Well, the mafia in this country's done for regardless. I'll just enjoy watching her life crumble. Watching the show from afar has its merits. I really wish we knew who was talking, but anyway. I accepted his handshake. What an unusual way of making friends. It seemed nothing more to me than a chance encounter. But that's bullshit. The day after the provisioning, I was teaching the children in the refectory after lunch. It was then that Elena called out to me. Do you have a moment? It seems you have a visitor. A visitor? I turned around and discovered a familiar child standing behind Elena. Luca! Luca! How nice to see you.
Well, I'm sort of bored today. So I was wondering if you had time to teach me reading and writing again, sis.
Perfect timing. We just started studying. So come have a seat and join us.
Huh? Yay! We got a new big brother now! Quit it! Stay away from me!
Now, let's all be nice and take our seats.
Okay! So you're gonna study with us today? Let's do our best! Sure.
Luca hesitated a moment, but soon enough sat down with the group.
Luca, you wrote P the wrong way. Oh, then, like this? Yep, perfect.
Huh? It looks like he'll do just fine. Time flew by as I guided the children's studies. Right, Luca writing his little P's backwards. It's so cute. I ended the session before it got too late and invited Luca to stay for dinner. We were speaking in front of the church.
Thanks, sis, but I already told my mom that I'd be back early. But I'd be happy to come back next time if the offer still stands.
Of course, anytime. Luca smiled happily at my ready reply. He looked around the place, his smile widening somewhat.
I admit, today was pretty fun. So this is what school's like?
Yes, and I'm sure you can tell how happy everyone was to meet you. Come by again soon, Luca. What is it?
I'm just glad you're doing good, sis.
Luca, you said he was bored earlier. Did you come all this way to make sure that I was all right?
Well, yeah.
Such a good kid.
I hear one of the sisters got her bad, and I figured you might be scared, so...
Thank you. Luca's kindness was so touching that I felt a lump in my throat. I know, right? You feel a little pang in your chest. Aww! Just want to ruffle his hair. I regained my composure a bit and smiled at him as brightly as possible. Oh, I did hear some good news this morning. Sister Sophia's in stable condition, so we can go and visit her soon if you like.
That's good to hear. I guess I better get some flowers ready then. I bet you're busy enough already, sis. I'll take care of it when the time comes.
Thank you, Luca. That would make Sister Sophia so happy.
Well, see you later, sis.
Luca smiled bashfully, then quickly turned and waved his hand as he left. This kid's adorable. Oh. I watched until he disappeared completely under the reddened light of the late afternoon. Didn't click the button, I'm sorry. I watched until he disappeared completely under the reddened light of the late afternoon. Oh, never mind, we're getting another pop-up. Anyway. All stories. I was beyond relieved to know that Sister Sophia was recovering, but her attackers were still at large. Leisure. I kind of like the side stories, but there's a lot of them. It's like most of the game is like these side stories. Ooh, Yuan! The ruins in the graveyard were amiss. I was certain that the information we received was hinting at one of those two sites. All that work for nothing. What a waste of time. And again, knowing that they were frothing at the mouths now was entertaining. I wasn't out of ideas yet, however. Next up is that woman. She seems to be of some importance. She doesn't look too bad either. If things don't work out, I can just sell her off. I had something new with which to amuse myself. All that remained was to decide what to do about my original objective. So many shady bastards. The only thing I hate is that you have to wait for the text to go very slow to fully fill this up to get the meanwhile story to come back. And it's like, could you just, like, keep the meanwhile story up? You know I already checked one, you know what I mean? Because it's so annoying. Oh, Eugene. Come on out, Eugene. You can't keep running. They're already on to me. Worse, it's him. He's not gonna listen to me. He ain't the type to be talked out of something or bribed to look the other way. I ran away in the opposite direction of his hollering. Man, I didn't expect to play tag at this age. This isn't me at all, damn it. You think it's, Yang chasing him? Anyway. This isn't over yet, is it? As the sun set, a feeling of dread settled inside my heart as well. So fucking hungry. I was totally fine when I started, then all of a sudden it's like, my stomach's over here. You could probably fucking hear it. Jesus. It's alright. I was about to head to my room after dinner when the telephone suddenly rang. Call at this hour? Trying to convince myself that it wasn't bad news, I slowly picked up the phone. Hello? This is the FALZONE family calling. His voice. Oh, is it Dante? Oh, it's supposed to be Dante. I was like, why would Dante say this is the FALZONE family calling? Anyway, this is the FALZONE family calling. Dante? Huh, it's you. What is it? Is there a problem? I apologize for calling so late. I have just received word from the hospital that you'll be able to visit Sister Sophia beginning tomorrow. Visiting hours will be limited, as will the number of visitors, but I wanted to tell you as soon as possible. Thank you, Dante. I'm so glad you called. I'll go see her first thing tomorrow. I'll let you know if anything else comes up. You can just look at. I love the fact that they put his little sprite up so we can see his adorable little smile. You're so cute, I love you! A short call was just what I needed to lift my spirits. It was so kind of Dante to think of me as well. I rushed to Elena's room to tell her the wonderful news. The next day, Elena and I prepared to go and visit Sister Sophia at the hospital. The children wanted to come, but it would mean a big group and certainly a bit more noise than she needed at this time. I let Luca know about Sister Sophia since he had come to visit us this morning, and as promised, he went to get us some flowers to give to her. To be safe, some men from the Visconti accompanied us as bodyguards, too. Good idea. I'm so glad she looked as well as she did. Yes, thank goodness. Sister Sophia was very touched by the bouquet that Luca prepared. She asked us how things were at the church, and she said she wanted to return as soon as possible. I do hope she gets well soon. Elaine and I were making our way back with the guards when... I was like, when it said Visconti C, I was like, what is it? Ah! Blood splurted from the man's neck. Because I was like, the guy came up and I'm like, he looks like he's in the mafia though. And then when it said Visconti, I'm like, why is he going to attack us? No, he's getting stabbed. Okay. He fell to the ground with the blood pooling around him at an alarming rate. It was all I could see in that moment. Ah! Elena's scream cut through the air. What the? I needed to act quickly. Convince Elena to run. Protect Elena. I don't know. Oh! Oh, okay. Well, save file 1 here. Save. I don't know why I didn't just go the other way. How many save files am I gonna need? Hold on a second. I'm gonna see. We got 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. We got 4. Okay, so, well, wait. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's perfect. We'll save here. I was, like, don't want to waste all my save spots, so I don't want to, like, have too many at the end, so I try to, like... Anyway, not that it matters, but now I gotta scroll back up. Over in Chapter 2, sorry. I scrolled so fast just looking for, because at least Otome Kitten likes to put them with the same files as pink, so you can just scroll and count how many pink spots there are. It's easier. Then you don't see the answers. But with this, it's really hard because there's so many meanwhile stories that you're like, you can't tell when you're scrolling through really fast what's a meanwhile story and what's text choice. Protect Elena. All right. Elena! I quickly pulled Elena toward me and shielded her with my body. Ugh! Another one of the bodyguards accompanying us crumpled to the ground. A masked man appeared from behind him. Realizing only now what was happening, the other guards began firing. But the masked man easily dodged the barrage of shots at close range. I'm assuming it's Yuan, but why don't they have him unless he sent someone to get us? You know what I mean? Or is this the Phantom? But I don't think the Phantom shows up until, like... I don't think he's in it till, like, the other route. You know, the whole everybody, like, no, I'm not dating anyone ending. Anyway. Another masked man appeared from the shadows. Okay, so these are just lackeys, I'm guessing. Well, these are probably the 2 guys who are robbing the graves, but I'm just surprised that since they're probably actually characters that have sprites, that they don't have masked sprites for this, you know? He quickly reached out toward me with a threatening hand. He's after me! He's after me? Just when I thought I was done for! The masked man lunged toward me was blown away to the side. The masked man lunging toward me was blown anyway. In his place, a familiar figure appeared. I was gonna be like, Gil? No, Orlok. It makes sense. Orlok! Orlok nodded in response, then quickly moved toward the other masked man. Okay, they don't have sprites because they're not Yuan, they're just lackeys for him. After a few rounds, the attacker quickly created distance between him and Orlok. If we ran, we were going to get kidnapped and or killed. Just saying. Probably. He pulled up the other masked man, and then they both ran off into an alley. Orlok seemed to be caught between staying to protect us and giving chase. He looked down at the men on the ground, then Elena and me, shaking with fear. Without a word, he sheathed his dagger. Thank God Orlok's around. Orlok accompanied us back to the church, staying there with us just in case. As night fell, Gil and Dante arrived, having received word of the attack. I gotta be honest, it just hits me every once in a while, like, every time they're like, Dante shows up, you're like, aw, Nicholas. But, like, why is his grave empty? I'm very confused about that. I don't remember. They had a body, didn't they? Like, didn't he get shot or something? Like, very confused. Orlok stepped forward without hesitation and told them about what happened. Or, like, Dante has him, like, stuffed, like, taxidermied sitting in the lounge so he doesn't feel lonely, because that's fucking weird. I kind of, like, they had a weird, like, Nicola was obsessed more with Dante than the other way around, but I'm just saying they had a weird cousin relationship, so wouldn't be surprised. Dante just can't let him go. Nicola would absolutely have Dante stuffed and keep him around, but...
The assailant exchanged a few blows with me and fled. He may have realized he wouldn't survive. They wore the same masks and fought similarly to the ones I fought at the graveyard. I'm certain they're connected.
And are you sure he was the one they were... And are you sure she was the one who they were targeting? I can't read. Whatever.
Orlok nodded in response to Gil's stern voice. I don't think they wanted to kill her, but one of them tried to grab her without his weapon in hand.
So, they were there to abduct her.
And perhaps so.
Gil fell deep into thought, but then nodded as though he had made his decision. He looked at me with a serious expression. Too dangerous for you to stay here at the church. Will you come with me? Thought for a moment. Yes. Are you sure? I feel like yes. Are you sure? Yes, he's sure. I don't think we should doubt him. You know? Oh no, we doubt him. Okay, sure. You sure? If they're really after me, I'd only be putting everyone at the church in harm's way. To that end, I was sure I couldn't stay here, and I was of course grateful to Gil. But I'm only going to cause more trouble if I stay with you, Gil. Knowing I would be inconveniencing the Visconti family, I was hesitant to agree. Perhaps he could tell how conflicted I was. He smiled and took my hand in his. They're way better apt to deal with these people than, like, the church kids. All I'm saying. You know?
You're no trouble at all. I want you to come for my own peace of mind.
He'll...
Of course, I know we're in for a fight if they're really after you. But unless I got different information than you do, I don't think the sisters here are known for their fighting prowess.
I don't know. Sister Sophia could take a punch and a stab. She's pretty tough. Pretty tough old broad. Although, I mean, she is in the hospital right now, so, and, you know, Orlok did kind of punch her out, so, just that one time.
Despite what's happened, it'd still be safer for everyone if you stay with me, right?
Gil chuckled and spoke in an honest, reassuring way. I did feel much more at ease knowing he was here with me now.
Continue to keep an eye on her surroundings for the time being, as it's my duty to protect the Key Maiden.
Thank you, Orlok. Like, all I had to do was have sex with someone other than Dante, and I wouldn't have to be the Key Maiden anymore. Thank God! And Dante's over there like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So, like, but if I never have kids, then, like, the new Key Maiden that's born... Does the new one die after I die? Like, how does that work again? I forgot how this works, but whatever.
The FALZONE will increase our presence here so that you can move your men back to your place. You know, sometimes you're so nice it's scary. But honestly, I appreciate it. Grazie, Dante.
Sometimes you're so nice it's scary. It is a little weird because they're mafia, so. After the three of them discussed their next steps, the meeting was adjourned. For being in the mafia, they're kind of like all softies. Nicola was a little like shady. Oh, shady as fuck, actually. I mean, Nicola was shady, but then again, you know. And then Yang is psycho. But like, for the most part, okay, but you got Dante and Gil, who are pretty good guys. Like, for mafia, I'm just saying. 2 out of 4. After seeing Dante and Orlok off, I locked the church doors. Oh, I then went to see Elena and the sisters to let them know I'd be away for a while. I fucking hate how slow the text is on this, and you can't skip. Anyway. Weak point. I'm assuming we watch it. I didn't scroll up. We've never... Scroll up a little bit. Oh, that's just Lee. I was like, I don't remember Lee's first name anyway. I don't remember Lee's voice, but anyway.
It appears Yuan was behind the assassination attempt.
Yang's brow twitched slightly. There was a hint of rage in his expression.
But it didn't last long, and in the next second, Yang wore his usual smile.
Right! We can be Yang the bad Irish accent! I love doing the Irish accent. Sometimes it's hard, but like it's fun, but it's just funnier. This is so wrong, but anyway. He didn't have a very discerned accent. Like, he sounded similar to too many other characters in the original because we didn't have this accent at the time. We didn't have this at the time, did we? I don't remember when we had, like, first popped this out. When did this first come out? Somebody remembers.
It seems he has finally decided to move. Indeed. You know as well as I do that the mainland misses no opportunity to chide us for every move that displeases them. But they've been strangely silent lately. I see.
Oh my god, why does every single character that gets this voice say I see a lot? Jesus. It's the... What's it? Lu Huan Hu, I think. Lu Huan Hu. I can't say that in the Irish accent. That's going to be a problem. Anyway, what's it be? The Lu Huan Hu. We'll have to stop out of the accent to say it, because I can't do it in the accent, so that's going to be fun.
Has already passed judgment on the Lao Shu. They've dispatched their army to eliminate us. I'd have done the same. Of course, their impotence will be their downfall. I felt a bead of cold sweat roll down my back. You look pale, Lee.
Why wouldn't I be? Oh my god, that the... Who? Something. I don't know. Okay, anyway, that. Okay, again, another freaking term that I can't pronounce.
Most powerful is coming to get rid of us is no laughing matter.
The other word that I can't pronounce is a term used to reference criminal organizations and underground economies. Okay. So it's like the Luhuan who's underground. They're already underground, but they're underground. I don't know. Anyway, I myself have not yet lost my mind. I stared pointedly at the man smiling in front of me. You're free to betray me. I'm aware you are one of Yuan's. Yes, but... well, I may as well tell you. Yuan and I had our problems, to be frank. Oh? When have I escaped your judgment? You're just as bad as Yuan, if not entirely worse. Oh god, I forget their voices. Which one was which, too? I wonder if Yuan's gonna come. Oh, Faye was, and then Lon is, okay, she's Lon, okay, yeah. I don't like that guy. Don't worry, Lon, I'll protect you from Yuan. Lon, I'll protect you from Yuan. Hey, thank you. But you're weaker than I am. I can be stronger, starting now. I love them. They're adorable. I then went to see Elena and the sisters to let them know I'd be away for a while. After that, I returned to my room to pack my things. Later that night, I departed for the Visconti Manor with Gil by my side. And we're a little under time, but I'm gonna stop here because I'm starving! But anyway, yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more!